Oh, hey everybody, it's Mr. Cramp with Core Martial Arts. I've got Sensei Bo and Senpai Jamie with me. We're going to be working on Sanchin Dachi. Sanchin Dachi is introduced at around orange belt level. It's done very badly at orange belt. We're hoping that this helps to change that if they go and practice at home. We need to really have the wheels on the bus. By the time that they get to blue belt, blue with green stripe, they need to be able to get in that Sanchin Dachi pretty good. We should be doing our KIHON from Sanchin Dachi. That's how important it is. So we've got Migi Sanchin Dachi, which is right Sanchin Dachi, and we've got Hidari Sanchin Dachi, which is left. Sanchin means three-pointed. Sanchin Dachi means three-pointed stance, but Sanchin means three-point. So what happens with your feet, in the angle of your feet, you're going to have three interlocking points by the time you get into this stance. SOSAI OYAMA believed that this was the strongest stance that Kyokushin possessed. And I myself, when I'm punching and doing some of the things that I do, I can tell you right now, when you get into this stance, it's really hard for somebody to knock you out of it. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start from Fudodachi. Our feet are shoulder width apart. We're going to go into Migi Sanchin Dachi. And when we do that, and I've got Sensei Bo, and I asked him to just chime in anytime he wants to, that right foot is going to brush past the other toe, and you should be at least 1 foot distance in front of the other foot. Now, because we're using these squares, and I said this is one of those training tools that you can use at home, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So if you haven't made one of these crosses with those marked off, I wish you would, because it'll make your training on all of our stances that much easier. Quadrant 1 is the top left, quadrant 2, quadrant 3 is bottom left, and then quadrant 4. We're going to start off in quadrants 3 and 4. Now, since we're going into right Sanchin, that right foot is going to move over to where the left foot is, kind of half circle in to quadrant 2. So it'll be up in the upper right square by the time we do this. And then I'm going to have Sensei talk a little bit about the particulars of your foot position and how far your knees should be apart, as well as how deep you should be in it and whether or not your knees need to be bent, that kind of thing. So let's go ahead and move into Migi Sanchin Dachi. Os.
Os.
Okay, boom. So Sensei, you want to talk a little bit about foot position here?
Os. On your foot position, make sure that your right foot, if it's right foot forward, his heel's lined up with the big toe on the left foot, just like we have the X right here.
So his left toe is lined up with his right heel, okay? The angle of his feet are kind of going in, and what I've done before is I've gone and gotten some noodles, and when you put those noodles kind of together along the blades of the feet, what you'll see is it creates its first intersection at the top of that, that 3-point. And then, of course, the second point is the left heel, third point is the right heel, and that noodle will go straight through, touching the right heel with the left toe, just like we explained. So they've gone into this MOROTO UCHI, or double inside out block. And Sensei, what kind of breathing is this that we go into when we go into that?
This is called IBUKI breathing, very intense breathing. Breathe in through your nose, exhale through your mouth. Your mouth should be open, almost like you're biting an apple. The whole body is tense, fingers are tight, wrists are tight, arms, shoulders are rolled, 1 fist distance or 2 fist distance between your knees.
So when we're here, this is how you know. Now what we don't want to do is have it like this and then bring it in and then go right back out. You want to keep that 2 fist distance between the 2 knees. What is the count in getting into this?
4 count.
So it's a 4 count. So when they say Migi Sanchin Dachi, their hands go down, they circle in, and they count to 4. So that is Sanchin Dachi, and again, what you'll see is this at around orange belt level introduced, and then it'll become a very, very important part of what we're doing at around brown with green belt, because that's where Sanchin Kata comes into play. So Sanchin Dachi, Os.